I finally came around to Bitcoin. Okay, it's going to be an interesting conversation. We can talk about money, investing, saving, times in your life. This isn't financial advice. I'm going to share what has worked well for me in the past, what I regret not doing in the past, and what's working well for me now, and what's worked well for my friends. Welcome in, fam. Much love. Trav here. Say hi to Bubbles. This isn't really all about Bitcoin, and I'm not going to make my channel all about Bitcoin, but this is something interesting I'm doing that I want to share with you. So recently I made video about my best investments in my 20s, and I'll say this again to run through it real quick. Investing in healthy food is number one for me. Investing in mentorship was big. Investing in Facebook ads got me a 10x return on my investment, so that was my version of Bitcoin in my 20s. And then investing in travel, plane tickets actually made me quite a bit of money, and was also created memorable experience that I can have for the rest of my life. Now, I was at one point in my 20s someone tried to give me a Bitcoin, and I just said no because I didn't want to take the time to set up a Bitcoin wallet. I watched the whole explosion and decline. Some of my friends profited tremendously. I know some people who lost some money in that trade, and I do regret not setting aside a portion of my funds for investment. Now, not everyone should invest in anything. If you aren't eating healthy food, because you can't afford healthy food, you should not set aside any money for saving or investment. If you aren't sleeping well because you don't have a good bed, or for whatever reason, you shouldn't save money for investing yet. If you you need education to level up your skills, I wouldn't recommend saving money just yet. Oh, one of the sheep is out over there. If you have once-in-a-lifetime travel experiences, save money for that. Don't put money aside for the future. You're going to be earning more money later in your life, and when you're earning more money later in your life is when it's a good time to invest. If you're not making very much money, there's not much to save. There's no point. You should be working on improving your income. Okay? So that was my approach to my 20s. Now that I'm 30, I'm in a position where, I'm actually in a position where I'm making more than I can even spend in my lifestyle. Not that I'm making a ton of money, but rent's good, car's good, food is good, clothes is good, my fun expense is good, travel's good, and I still have money. Okay, now in this point, you should save money. You should think about investing money. So what am I doing with the money that I'm investing? I've chosen to do Bitcoin. And this isn't financial advice. Let me explain to you why I'm doing this. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, I don't know if I'm the one to explain it to you, but it's basically like a fixed supply digital currency that's decentralized, that can't be printed. So in today's world, when you see the U.S. passing trillions of dollars in stimulus, just money machine printer going whir all over the world, then we start to see the Bitcoin increase in price, as we've seen since March, with gold, because these are hard, somewhat fixed supply assets, whereas money can just be printed infinitely. So over time, more and more money is going to be printed, and there are more Bitcoins, but it's not much more. There's going to be the same amount of Bitcoins, more money, like in the far future. Therefore, it is going to, it's going to go up in value compared to the dollar in the long term. And also, there's the more instability across the world, like in Turkey, where a lot of places just the money system's falling apart. People are putting all their money in Bitcoin because of inflation, hyperinflation. You could put it in gold and you could put it in stocks, but I look around me, I look at the young generation, I look at the TikTok generation. These people like Bitcoin, they understand it, and it is something that mass adoption is coming. More and more people are gonna use it. It's easy to use. In the end, I'm speculating, I don't know. I think so. Is it even going to be the or the coin that's going to be dominant? I don't know. Am I going to lose my money? Possibly. But I know that I'm for sure losing my money by just saving a bunch of money that I don't need, having a bunch of dollars that I don't need, and there's a chance of hitting a home run here and then having some real fun project money of stuff that I can create later. So if you're in a similar situation, you might think about doing the same thing. If you don't have the prerequisites going in your lifestyle, like I mentioned before, then I don't think you should even think about investing any money in anything. You should spend it to improve the quality of your life. And if you're much more risk averse person, then you're going to want to diversify quite a bit. And in my case, I have more cash that I can count on coming later, so it's not that big a risk. But it's your next stimulus check, what are you going to do with it? You might want to just throw it and hold it. And also that I would recommend is trading is a good way to lose money. I'm not saying to trade Bitcoin, I'm just saying to buy some with money that you won't need for 5+ years and just throw it in some bank account and try not to look at it too much. Try not to make any moves. Fortunately, any sort of trading moves that I made so far in my life, I've basically lost money on. So that's turned me off of that, which is good because the best strategy is just hold. So in the end, is that going to work better than stocks, index funds? Is that going to work better than gold? Is that going to work better than real estate? Real estate, I might get up to that. One problem with real estate is that it tends to actually have quite a bit of risks. Also, it takes a lot more time. Nice thing about Bitcoin is it's no time. It's also very liquid. So the odds of it going to zero are very low. It might lose value, it might go up in value, but if you need the money back, you can have the money back in a couple days. Whereas with something like real estate, that's also true of stocks and in some cases gold. But if real estate, it takes a while to get back. Anyways, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just explaining what I'm doing now. But again, cover the foundations, the basics in your life first before you think about saving, investing for the future. So hope you found that useful. Comment down below. And why am I talking about this? I'm not going to talk about just one thing like quitting weed or habits. I'm trying to share as much value as I can, especially for young men who are trying to improve their lives in a variety of ways. As Tai Lopez says, health, wealth, love, happiness. There's many things. Part of my coaching is financial coaching as well. I want you to know how much money you're making, how much money you're saving, allocate it wisely, and earn more and watch it grow over the long term. So, that's one factor and one thing I'm going to dip my toes in from time to time. Health, wealth, love, happiness. Habits is the foundation for all of that. So if you can, make it a habit of at the end of the month, the last day of the month, this is what I do. Okay, a bonus reward for those of you who made it to the end. I'm going to throw a link to the top of the description, which is going to have a link to a template of how I'm tracking my individual finances, which helps me make educated investments. Will help you track your net worth over time, be clear about how much money you have to spend and invest and save. And there's going to be a link to that at the top. And the habit that I have is I might do this multiple times in a month, but at the very end of the month, because this is when I pay my bills for my business, at the very end of the month, I sit down and I track everything that I'm doing in my business. So hope you find that helpful. Hope you find that useful. If you made it that far, please comment down below. Please hit a thumbs up and let me know that you found that useful and that you're going to use that template. Copy that template, use it once a month, fill in all your financial information, track it over time. It's fun to watch your money go up. It's fun to it's fun to make more money, and it's nice to know where it's going. So everybody say bye, Bubbles. Appreciate you. Much love, and talk to you soon.